experimentation process is always the same. It always follows these 4 steps. The first one is the design of the experiment. So this is coming up with the hypothesis and then coming up with the experiment design. And we'll do a little bit more of a deep dive into what's involved in designing an experiment, but there are explicit parts that you have to plan for. And so this is all your planning stage, this experiment design stage. And then the next step is you execute the experiment. And that's great. You press start, you press launch on your experiment. But there are a number of things that we want to watch out for as an experiment is running, including the health of the experiment and when we're hitting how we're progressing along our experiment in terms of getting confident in our goal metric. The next step is then to analyze. Once we've hit a stopping point, we want to go and we want to deep dive into the results. What happened in our experiment? This is really when you're starting to form that narrative around why did my hypothesis work or not work, and what did we learn based on how people used our product. And lastly, we need to communicate this out. We have to evangelize what we learned here. And so that is maybe sometimes that's an email, sometimes that's a meeting, but we have to take that narrative that we form from our analysis. We need to share it out and we need to make a decision. Are we rolling this out? Are we rolling it back? What are we going to do next? And based on that, we then, start this process all over. Maybe we identify some real good next steps, and then we're going to go and design our next experiment. So every single experimentation process, no matter what vendor you're using, from in-house to Amplitude, you're all going to follow this process. And all these steps have best practices to keep in mind as you are experimenting.